Welcome one and welcome all to a weird episode of Off the Cuff. My name is JT, and only JT here today. Highlander is not around today. Haven't heard from him, so we're just going to assume that his power went out, and we're just going to continue on with the show because last week we had to cut the esports section short. My dog was having some issues, got stung by a bee, we think, and so she was not having a great time last week, but she's good now, so no one worry about that. She's good, and yeah, but here we are, you and me, alone. JT's Off the Cuff. Let's see what this brings us here today. So, no Highlanders quick quiz, obviously, since Highlander is not here. And, yeah, I mean, this is weird. So we're going to have to stumble and bumble our way through this episode. NFL news, that's normally Highlanders' bread and butter. So, not here. I don't really have anything NFL-wise. So, I guess we're going to skip over that, and we're going to head into the NBA, I think. And what better to go into the NBA with than some free agency news? Free agency news, free agency signings for every team. I whipped up this little, easy JT alone stuff going on here, and So hopefully this works for everyone. Hopefully this works for you out there. Enjoy this. So going over NBA free agency, I'm not sure if all this stuff is new or not, but I'm just going to generally overview all of the signings, or like the major signings for almost every team. So starting with the Atlanta Hawks, Rudy Gay joins via the trade with the Jazz. For the Celtics, big news, Porzingis joins via the three-team trade with the Wizards and the Grizzlies. I don't know who O'Shea Brissett is, but he agreed to a 2-year deal with them. Brooklyn Nets, Cam Johnson returns. He's been pretty solid for them since he's been there. 4-year deal, too, so they locked him up for quite a while. And that's good news for them, especially with losing all of their guys, like we said in the past. So Dennis Smith Jr., Lonnie Walker both agree to 1-year deals with them. LaMelo Ball for the Hornets agrees to a multi-year extension. Obviously good for them. He is their superstar now, and he's living up to that name. So the Bulls, interesting team, the Bulls, because you never really know what to expect from them year in and year out. You got Javon Carter, Torrey Craig, agreed to a 3-year and 2-year deal respectively. Kobe White returns for them. He's been great for them, kind of their star guy now, star young guy at least. So that's good for them. We'll see what this year brings for them. The Cavs, Chris Levert returns. Georges Niang agrees to a 3-year deal. I don't really know many of these guys. I feel like I've heard of Karis LeVert before, but not really too sure about the Cleveland Cavaliers and what they're capable of. That don't think they really did much last year. Dallas Mavericks, Seth Curry agrees to a 2-year deal, which is nice for them. Dante Exum, Kyrie Irving returns. Didn't think that was going to be a thing. I didn't think it was going to be a thing with all of the turmoil that they had in that camp, apparently, based on reports and whatnot. The champs, Denver Nuggets, Justin Holiday agrees to a 1-year deal. Reggie Jackson returns on a 2-year deal, and DeAndre Jordan returns on a multi-year deal, which is nuts. I mean, I didn't even know that DeAndre Jordan was a part of that team until kind of late in the playoffs, to be honest. Being an old Clippers fan myself, DeAndre Jordan holds a special place in my heart. So, it's good for them. DeAndre Jordan, good veteran guy, backup type of individual for them. Happy that he got his ring this year. Detroit Pistons, Monte Morris joins via trade with Wizards. Golden State, everyone's freaking out about Golden State and what they're doing. Draymond Green returns on a 4-year deal. Didn't think that was going to happen last week, as we talked last week. So, I mean, that's good for them. At this point, I would assume that Draymond's just going to continue his entire career with them. I mean, why wouldn't he? Corey Joseph agrees to a 1-year deal, and Chris Paul obviously joins in that trade with the Wizards. And so I saw this mock lineup of Steph, Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, and Draymond as their starting five. And that's, people were gassing that up as a really strong lineup, which it kind of is, it kind of isn't. I don't know. For me personally, in that, I mean, you got to lean on Wiggins more. He needs to be leaned on more. I mean, he was a big part of their championship run last year. I thought he was a big part of it, at least. I mean, Steph's going to continue to be Steph, but you've got injuries to look out for. Klay, also injuries. Draymond's going to be Draymond. You know what you're going to expect from Draymond. You know what you're going to get from Draymond, and that's kind of it. So, interesting lineup. I don't hope they might shock me. I don't know, but I really don't think that this Chris Paul pickup. I mean, given the history, given the amount of talent and seniority on that team, I'm not entirely sure it's going to be a good thing for them. I mean, Chris Paul's going to want to come in and really train up those young guys, and he's going to be a vocal leader, which I think Steph and Klay and Draymond and probably like to do that as well. All be vocal leaders unless they all come together and really focus towards the common good for the team. I don't really know how that's going to look for the team going on next year. So Houston Rockets have been interesting. Dylan Brooks agrees to a 4-year deal coming from Memphis. Jeff Green, he floats around a lot recently, but he's agreeing for a 1-year deal. Fred VanVleet, 3-year deal. So they're starting to make some things happen in Houston. I'm really excited for that core team, that first lineup, the starters. Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jeff Green being that seniority guy coming in, maybe sixth man, maybe not. Interesting to see what they do next year. The Pacers, I don't really know these guys. Bruce Brown, Tyrese Halliburton, Obi Toppins. I feel like I've heard of Obi Toppins, but I'm not really sure. 5-year extension for Tyrese Halliburton. Like I said, I don't really know too much about those guys, but Pacers fans, how do you feel about this? I don't really know. Pacers haven't really been that great as of late, so probably continuing in that same vein. LA Clippers, my old team, KJ Martin joins via trade with the Rockets. Never heard of him in my life. No disrespect, just saying. Mason Plumlee returns on a 1-year deal, and Russell Westbrook returns on a 2-year deal. So interesting stuff there. I'm not sure if Kawhi and Paul George, I'm not sure if their contracts are up or what, but Los Angeles Lakers obviously went far in the playoffs this season. A couple of guys returning. D'Angelo Russell is returning. Austin Reeves is returning. He's huge for them. And then Ryu Hachimura returns. Jackson Hayes, Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish, interesting enough, and Gabe Vincent all agree to deals. Cam Reddish, I'm very interested to see what he can do for that Lakers organization, to see if he can't pick them up by the bootstraps maybe and continue on where LeBron kind of is falling off, or AD and his injuries, his injury-prone status. Cam Reddish, young guy, came into the league not too long ago, maybe in 2019, not entirely sure. So that's a nice young pickup that I haven't really heard much about, honestly, until I'm just reading this to you now. I'm very interested to see what Cam Reddish does with the Los Angeles Lakers going into the 2024 season. So, and then the Grizzlies. Marcus Smart joins, obviously, with that Wizards and Celtics 3-team trade. Derrick Rose agrees to a multi-year deal, and Desmond Bane agrees to a 5-year extension. So kind of same old Memphis Grizzlies lineup you're going to get from last year. Expect them to be pretty good. Well, like I said, like Highlander and I both said last week with the slap on the wrist that Ja got, 25 games to just try out these new guys coming in, and then you get Ja back, and you're really cooking with fire. So Miami Heat, Kevin Love returns on a 2-year deal. Josh Richardson agrees to a 2-year deal. Thomas Bryant agrees to a 2-year deal. So kind of same old Miami Heat story. Maybe they can make a better run in the in the regular season this next year. Who knows? The Bucks. We have Jay Crowder, Brooke Lopez, and Chris Middleton all returning, which is good for them. Robin Lopez and Malik Beasley. Interesting pickup there coming into the team. Haven't heard much about Malik Beasley in the past couple of years. Forgot what team he was even on, honestly. Call me the NBA guy. But it's an interesting pickup for sure. Robin Lopez. I feel like I know who that is. I could be mistaken. You got 2 Lopez guys. I'm not sure if they're brothers or not. Someone let me know if they are brothers. I'm not sure. I feel like they're not, but they might be. Timberwolves, we've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker returning on a 2-year deal. And then Troy Brown, Anthony Edwards agrees to a 5-year extension. That's good for them. And then Shake Milton agrees to a 2-year deal. Interesting from Minnesota. Not really sure what to make of that. Probably just a middle-of-the-pack team. New Orleans Pelicans, Herb Jones, Cody Zeller. Herb returns on a 4-year deal. Cody Zeller agrees to a 1-year deal. Cody Zeller, he had his hype. Kind of died. Pelicans looking to be middle of the pack, probably maybe down. Not sure. Dante DiVincenzo agrees to a 4-year deal with the Knicks. Very interesting pickup by them. Not sure if their team changes much. By this, I'm guessing not. Oklahoma City, Patty Mills joins via trade with the Nets. Victor Oladipo joins via trade with the Heat. And Jack White agrees to a 2-year deal. Very interesting pickups. Patty Mills and Victor Oladipo definitely coming in and making that team kind of fair. They were already a pretty solid team. I mean, you got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Other guys. I'm forgetting their names now. But joined by Patty Mills and Victor Oladipo, that's two solid guys. They're not going to give you crazy numbers probably, but they're going to be nice rotation pieces, nice starting lineup pieces. Interesting to see what Oklahoma City does. I do like watching them. So for the Magic, we got Joe Ingles and Moritz Wagner. Never heard of him. But Joe Ingles agrees to a 2-year deal. I've heard of him before. He's Joe Ingles, older-ish player, I want to say. Magic not looking to do too much, probably. Patrick Beverley going to the 76ers for a 1-year deal. See what he can spark in the 76ers camp with reports of Harden wanting out. Don't know why I couldn't think of Harden's name. Now for the Suns. Here we go. Bradley Beal, Jordan Gooden, and Isaiah Todd join via 3-team trade. Keita Bates-Diop agrees to a 2-year deal. Drew Eubanks agrees to a 2-year deal. Eric Gordon agrees to a deal. Not sure what those are, I guess. Damian Lee. Sure, there's a lot of guys here. Josh Okogie, Yuta Watanabe. That's nice. So the Suns are doing some things. Obviously, they fired their head coach. A lot of teams fired their head coaches this past off season. End of the year. So see what the new coach makes of these guys coming in here. Trailblazers, Jeremy Grant returns on a 5-year deal for the Trailblazers. Good for them. And yeah. Sacramento Kings, Trey Lyles returns. Alex Len returns. Domantas Sabonis agrees to a multi-year extension. That's good for them. Sasha Vezenkov, I butchered that name, agrees to a 3-year deal with the Kings. Not looking to do much there. Maybe they were actually they made the playoffs because they were an LA team. All LA teams made the playoffs this year. So who knows what to expect from Sacramento? Are they the Dark Knights in the West? Maybe not. The Spurs, we're almost there. Julian Champagne returns on a 4-year deal. Trey Jones returns on a 2-year deal. And Sandro, not even going to try to say that name. I will, why not? Mama Kalavit. I did so well for the first 3 quarters of that name. Mamu Kalashvili. Butchered it. Sorry. Someone tell me how to say that. Agrees to a 2-year deal. San Antonio Spurs, not sure what to expect from them either. Toronto Raptors, Jalen McDaniels agrees to a 2-year deal. Jakob Poltol, butchered that as well, returns on a 4-year deal. All these names are trying to get me to mess them up. Dennis Schroeder agrees to a 2-year deal with the Toronto Raptors. Interesting to see Dennis Schroeder join the team there. Not sure what their lineup was looking like. Fred VanVleet leaves. What else are they looking at? Pascal Siakam still there? Maybe, probably. 2 more teams. Utah Jazz. Jordan Clarkson agrees to a 3-year extension. John Collins joins via the trade with the Hawks. That's right. I remember seeing that recently. So the Jazz get a nice piece in John Collins. I've always liked watching him for the Hawks. I like watching the Hawks since I live in Atlanta. So interesting move from Utah there. See if they can't not build around, but see what Jordan Clarkson and John Collins can bring to their team. Still guys with a lot of heart to give to the game. So, and then finally, last but not least, Washington Wizards. Tyus Jones, Danilo Gallinari, and Mike Muscala joined via 3-team trade. Grizzlies and Celtics. Kyle Kuzma returns on a 4-year deal. Jordan Poole and Ryan Rollins joined via trade with the Warriors. Oh, yeah, Jordan Poole. Yeah, that's right. And then Landry Shamet joins via 3-team trade with the Suns and Pacers. So, Landry Shamet, Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, Danilo Gallinari. It's kind of like they're kind of like rebuilding their top 5, their front, their first team, pretty much their starters. So, interesting to see what those guys can bring to them. So interesting stuff. What else do I have? Free agency tracker. Kind of already went through the free agency stuff. Yeah, I'm not really going to say much. I mean, there's teams, people who haven't said anything. So James Harden, he's going to opt out. Reports says he's going to opt out from the Sixers. Russell Westbrook reports he's going to resign with the Clippers. We already saw VanVleet to Houston. Draymond, we already saw that he's resigning. Trey Jones, I'm not sure if we saw that he's resigning or not. D'Angelo Russell's going to resign more than likely. Who else here? Yeah, we saw Kyrie. We saw, Chris Middleton. He's probably going to resign with the Bucks. Yeah, so not too much new information with this tab. I guess I wasn't thinking I was going to go through every single team, but here we are. What else do we got here? Porzingis to Boston. We already got that. Kyle Kuzma re-signing with the Wizards. Feel like we just talked about that. Did we just talk about that? Yeah, we did just talk about that. Jordan Clarkson returns. Yeah, that's kind of all I have for the NBA segment. Let us know what you think about the NBA. Hit us up on Twitter, anywhere that you can reach us in our Discord. Let us know what NBA news you'd want to see or what has surprised you already. And, that'll be it for the NBA segment. And we're back. Off the Cuff is back again. Thank God. I thought I was going to do this whole episode by myself. I was terrified.
The good news is, all you did was basketball.
That's true.
It was basically like I was here the whole time.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. So, Highlander's here, so everyone rejoice. Off the Cuff is back to its full potential, full glory. And just in time, Highlander, what do you have for us with your news segments? NHL, NFL?
There's been some NHL free agency signings and stuff going on. So, there's at least some kind of good stuff going on or something besides just NRL. So far, the Ducks look like they're kind of formed themselves a team of experienced veterans. They signed Alex Killorn for a 4-year deal. They signed Ranko Gudis to a 3-year deal. And then they signed Hag. I don't know who that is, to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
But Gudis was the defensive player for the Florida Panthers last season. So, he's had, and he played for Tampa I believe when Tampa won the Cup.
They did good.
So he's got experience. Yeah. Alex Killorn has had his whole career with Tampa. So he was there during their 3-year thing. Killorn said he was really excited and signed the deal immediately when Anaheim offered him.
Yeah.
Because he likes the young talent that the Ducks have with Seagrass and all the young stars. So adding these veteran guys in a group of young talent, I'm actually excited to see how the Ducks do this season, and that's not being biased.
Yeah.
But that's just young talent with veterans, perfect thing. Let's see. Arizona signed Zucker to a 1-year deal. Bukestad to a 2-year deal. Valletta to a 1-year deal. Galchenyuk. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think any of these signings really help the Coyotes.
Yeah.
I mean, as of right now, the Arizona Coyotes don't even know if they're going to be in Arizona for much longer. I mean, they've been having troubles with where they're playing. In fact, I think last year they were playing in a college stadium.
Yes, they were. I think I heard something about that.
So there's not really many big signings there. If you really look at that, there's not really anyone that you're like, oh, that's a huge name.
Right.
Boston has been very busy as well. James Van Riemsdyk signs with the Bruins. Lucic signs a 1-year deal to come back to the Bruins.
Yeah.
Kevin Shattenkirk, ex-Blues defensive player, was on the Ducks last year. Signs a 1-year deal with the Bruins. Geeky signs a 2-year deal with him. Then there's just a couple smaller guys. I don't think that's a big name Brown. I don't think so. Is the key word there. And yeah, there's a couple of small guys, but
no first.
I mean, bringing Lucic back, that's exciting for Bruins fans.
Yeah,
he's been gone now for I think 4 years. I know he had a couple years with Edmonton.
I remember Lucic on the Bruins. Yeah.
Then he went somewhere else. I know he's been away from the Bruins for a while, but it's just he decided he's probably going to come back here and retire with them after this season, I'm going to guess.
Right.
The Sabres trying to get better. Jost they sign. Eric Johnson, Clifton. Again, we get the smaller name people.
Tokarski.
We'll see if Buffalo I mean, at one point they were fighting for the 8th spot, but then they just kind of fell off.
Yeah. Calgary.
Doesn't really seem like Calgary's really been very active this season. Carolina, they bring Antti Ranta back. Nice little goalie. Orlov signs a 2-year deal. Anderson, 2-year deal. Bunting, 3-year deal. Seems like the Hurricanes are going to try to come back the same way they were last year, and see if they can do it again.
Yeah,
Blackhawks not really surprised. No one really signed with them, but they did get the number 1 overall pick. So they have one of the best players. Well, I can't really say that yet until he plays in the NHL, but
right,
he could be the second Connor McDavid of the league. And if that happens, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Colorado's been a little busy. Woods on a 6-year deal. You don't really see many 6-year deals.
Massive, yeah.
Jonathan Drouin signs a 1-year deal. That's huge. Byram signs a 2-year deal. Aachen signs a 2-year deal. Tuft, Wagner, Home signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I miss Cogliano on the Ducks. That man was fantastic back in the day. Went to Dallas for a few years. Looks like he signed a 1-year deal with Colorado. And back to liking Colorado. Love that for him. Columbus has done nothing. Sounds about right. The Dallas Stars. Smith signs a 1-year deal. Hanley, 2 years. Duchesne. That's what I didn't expect to see. Duchesne going to be a star. That's interesting. Again, I think these are just all smaller name people. Red Wings. To make this go faster, I'm just going to try to see if I see any big name people to really call out. Sprung. That's Gostisbehere as well. Okay, the Red Wings trying to build something up here a little bit, like that out of them.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. Detroit used to be known as Hockey City, and well,
not anymore.
They haven't made the playoffs in I think 10 years. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Edmonton doesn't really seem like they signed any big name. Of course, I mean they have the big name already on their team. I mean, why would you need to sign any more?
True.
The Panthers. Holy Lord, the Panthers have been going busy.
They've been busy.
Ekman Larson 1-year contract with the Panthers. Lars, okay. I'm liking this. Okay, a lot of Panthers coming out there trying to get themselves something going again. The Kings signed Talbot to a 1-year deal. Okay. Minnesota, they haven't really done much. Montreal. Honestly, since Montreal was in the Stanley Cup final in the COVID year, they haven't done anything since then. Nashville, I wouldn't be surprised if the team makes it back to the playoffs this year. I mean, Nashville.
Right.
Devils, they're just a young team that, in my opinion, all they need to do is pick up a couple pieces, and maybe these people are the couple pieces they need to get them going something good. Islanders, Varlamov signs a 4-year contract. Okay, goalie Varlamov seems like he's they got 2 7-year contracts.
Dang.
Golly, okay. I'm not used to seeing big contracts in hockey like that. Like hockey is very 1 year, 1 year.
Right.
Is that Jonathan Quick?
Maybe.
That might be Jonathan. That's the only Quick I can think of. Jonathan Quick signs a 1-year deal with the Rangers, so he'll be the backup there.
Quick.
I would assume that. Nick Bonino, 1-year deal with the Rangers. Gustafsson, 1-year deal with the Rangers. Okay, so the Rangers are trying to. I mean, in all fairness, the Rangers were stacked last season, and I thought they were going to go further in the playoffs. And, well, we all know how that went. Ottawa, looks like Corpusalo signs a 5-year deal with the Senators. Okay, Bronstrom, 1-year deal. Love that. We have the Flyers who picked up Mark Stahl on a 1-year deal. Pittsburgh. Jeez, Pittsburgh's been a little busy as well.
Yep, it is Jonathan Quick.
Okay, I thought so. Let's see. They signed Tristan Jarry, their goalie, for a 5-year deal. So apparently they're believing in him. That's good. San Jose, Blackwood. I'm pretty sure that's a goalie as well. So they signed a 2-year deal with Blackwood. The Sharks are one of those teams again that's trying to get back to. I feel like besides the Kings who made the playoffs last year, most of the California teams, besides like the Kings, well, I'd say even the Kings, they're kind of on a rebuild.
Yeah.
Seattle, who made the playoffs for the first time last year, kind of looks like all they're doing is they're just signing some small people here. Not surprised. I mean, they lost a couple people already. Looking at their free agents, a lot of their free agents have signed with other teams,
right?
Which makes sense. Seattle or St. Louis. They've really done like nothing. Lightning. Okay, let's see what the Lightning have done as they lost a few people this offseason.
Yeah.
They signed Sheary to a 3-year, Archibald to a 2-year, Glendening to a 2-year. Is that? Hold on, I have to see something real quick. Is this? No, that's not the Johansson I thought it was. Okay. I thought that was like the ex Nashville Predator Johansson.
Oh.
But no. Apparently it's a backup goalie. Interesting. Klingberg joined Toronto. Okay. Bertuzzi. Reeves. I'm learning some new stuff here myself. This is okay.
That's what I was saying when I was going through the NBA stuff. I'm like, man, I haven't heard of half of these.
Like they really don't make all these like. They don't really like come out and say a lot of these. Those are like big name people. They kind of like. They keep them very quiet. Vegas has done literally nothing but lose people.
Oh yeah, right there.
Washington.
Jonathan Quick signed with New York Rangers.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah,
it does say it. Look at that. Washington Capitals got Max Pacioretty. That's interesting. adds in with their veteran lineup.
Is he a winger? I want to say he's a winger. Right? No?
Yes, I believe a right wing.
Yeah, yeah. Don't ask me how I knew that.
Forward limited to 5 game. Right. Oh, well, that's. Oh wait, he wasn't even on Montreal last year.
I guess not.
Wow, that blew my mind. Apparently, he was on Carolina, but only played 5 games.
That's probably why you forgot he was on there.
Well,
because he didn't play.
Winnipeg. I don't really see any big names there.
Mm.
I think that's all the free agent news on NHL.
Yeah. That's exciting.
There's not really any.
Is it normal to see free agency moves this early? Because I feel like it's early for basketball as well, but maybe not.
Not really.
Have I just not been paying attention to basketball free agency, or other than this year?
Probably. Same with me, to be honest. Like, besides like NFL, like stuff like that, I usually don't really pay attention to like NHL offseason like right away.
Yeah.
Usually, I always like read like, oh, the Ducks picked up somebody, fantastic.
Just kind of catch up. Yeah.
And then I look at like teams going in the next season. I'm like, when did he get there?
Yeah.
What's going on? And then like I watch a team, and I'm like, where's this guy, and this guy? You find out they're here, there, whatever, and I'm like, okay, well, who would have thought?
Yeah. Major League Baseball, the time for All-Star game, All-Star weekend is here. And we have the rosters up to date. Just yesterday, actually, July 4th. So I'm glad we didn't have the episode yesterday. This might have... Actually, this probably was still here. But anyway. Yeah, so we've got... let's just get right into it. American League All-Stars. We've got Jonah Heim, catcher from Texas. Yandy Diaz from Tampa Bay. Marcus Semien, Texas. Josh Jung, Texas. Corey Seager, Texas. Jeez. Texas, you have enough people on here? Mike Trout, Angels. Randy Arozarena, Tampa. Aaron Judge, New York. Shohei Ohtani, Angels. Reserve, Salvador Perez, Kansas City. Adley Rutschman, Baltimore. Vladdy Guerrero, Toronto. Whit Merrifield, Toronto. Bo Bichette, Toronto.
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez, Cleveland. Wander Franco, Tampa. Luis Robert, White Sox. Austin Hayes, Baltimore. Yoran Alvarez, Houston. Adolis Garcia, Texas. A lot of Texas guys. Kyle Tucker, Houston. Julio Rodriguez, Seattle.
Plus.
Brent Rooker. Rooker.
All right, I have to ask. What is Seattle plus? And what is Houston plus?
Plus is named as a replacement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, is that like a better version of the city? Like,
an asterisk denotes a player who's inactive or chosen not to play. So Mike Trout, inactive. Aaron Judge, inactive. So okay. So you've got 3 replacements because
Yordan Alvarez also is out.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Look, good thing I noticed that stuff and we looked up because look at that.
We would just be naming names that didn't matter. I mean, they still are all-stars, I guess.
Well. Okay,
yeah. So Shohei, pitcher, obviously. Angels. Garrett Cole, Yankees. Luis Castillo, Seattle. Sonny Gray, Minnesota. Nathan Eovaldi, Texas, my guy. Kevin Gussman, Toronto. Shane McCallahan, not there. Framber Valdez, Houston. Michael,
what a name.
Framber?
Yeah, Framber.
What a name. Michael
Who comes up with a name of Framber?
Lorenzen, Detroit, and then George Kirby replacing Shane McCallahan for Seattle. Relievers, Kenley Jansen, Emmanuel Clace, Felix Bautista, Yennier Cano.
Well, the Boston guy made it at least.
He did, yes, as a reliever, but still. I mean, the good thing about the All-Star game is that at least everyone gets to play, which is nice.
Yeah.
Not like you get named and then you just never play. National League, here we go. Sean Murphy, Atlanta. Freddie Freeman, Los Angeles. Feels weird not to say Atlanta next to Freddie Freeman. Luis Reyes, Miami, Nolan Arenado, St. Louis, Orlando Arcia, Atlanta, Ronald Acuna Jr., Atlanta. Man, Atlanta, you guys got enough people as well. Mookie Betts, Dodgers, Corbin Carroll, Arizona, JD Martinez, Dodgers. Reserves, Will Smith, Dodgers, Elias Diaz. Didn't we just say Elias Diaz? No. What was I talking about? I don't know. Elias Diaz, Colorado. Matt Olson, Atlanta. Ozzie Albies, Atlanta. Austin Riley, Atlanta. Jeez. Dansby Swanson, Chicago. Pete Alonso, New York Mets. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Arizona. Nick Castellanos, Philadelphia. Hey, a Philly guy made it. Juan Soto, San Diego. And Jorge Soler, Miami. For the pitchers for the National League, we've got Zach Gallen, Arizona. Spencer Strider, Atlanta. Bryce Elder, Atlanta. Justin Steele, Chicago. Mitch Keller, Pittsburgh. Josiah Gray, Washington. Clayton Kershaw, Dodgers, not playing, though. And then Marcus Stroman, Chicago. Relievers, Alexis Diaz. Okay, how many Diazes are there? There's so many Diaz. Okay, Elias Diaz. Where was the other Diaz? Alex. Okay, they're not the same person. Alexis Diaz, Cincinnati. Josh Hader, San Diego. I think it's Hader, actually. Devin Williams. Milwaukee. Right. Man, that was weird. Didn't expect to see a Milwaukee guy there. Camilo Doval, San Francisco. And then David Bednar, filling in for Clayton Kershaw from Pittsburgh. So, that is the lineups. And honestly, I don't know who's going to win this. I mean, you got guys on both sides. I say National League have this, unfortunately.
I think NL.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, just the amount of
the Atlanta and Dodgers, I think, take it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, the names are just insane. I mean, for the AL, they have Shohei.
Reyes has been really unreal at bat for Miami.
He has, yeah. I mean,
I think this is going to be an NL actual blowout.
It might be a blowout. You're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, is Shohei going to start? Is he going to relief pitcher? Who knows? He might start. I'm not sure if this is the actual. There's no way everyone's going to pitch. There's more than 9 pitchers here.
Well, Shohei, usually they do like 1 inning.
Right, they do 1 inning, pitcher. Yeah. But even still, there's more than 9 names here, so not everyone is going to play. Yeah, I mean, the AL might have the pitching edge. They might have the pitching edge. But other than that, I mean, who knows?
Actually, here's the thing, though. We also do have Vlad on the AL side.
We do, but
we have some home run hitters. But I'm looking at the name of the AL people.
We don't have Judge. We don't have Trout. Those are huge names to be taken off the list.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the NL hitters, like players. I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean, no Aaron Judge either.
Right, no Aaron Judge. Yeah.
So Trout and Judge gone.
Both gone.
That's 2 star hitters out.
Right.
Let's see. Freddie Freeman has been doing great things.
You got Freeman. You got JD Martinez. You've got
Luis.
The entire
Reyes,
starting lineup has been playing out of their minds this year.
And then you look at their reserves, and
there's
a couple guys on that reserves team that I know for a fact
they deserve to be in the starting lineup. Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Will Smith, even. I think this has NL all over it. It's unfortunate.
I have to agree.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you have for this year's All-Star Game, AL or NL. Which one is going to be? In the meantime, let's check in on some standings and see what's changed.
Standings.
AL East, nothing's changed. Tampa, Baltimore, Yankees, Toronto, Boston. That is probably what I'm going to be saying until the season ends.
I hope not.
AL Central.
I hope at some point Toronto decides to wake up.
Okay, well, yeah, for you. I thought you were going to say something about Boston. Anyway.
Well, Boston's going down.
Well, okay. We're 1 game below 500, but still. That's good for first place in the AL Central. Speaking of the AL Central, the Twins overtake Cleveland. Other than that, Detroit, Chicago, Kansas City, they're all they're all the same. So, Minnesota overtakes Cleveland, and that's the only real news. The AL West also stays the same. Texas, Houston, Angels, Seattle, Oakland. For the NL East, I think that also stays the same.
It's getting crazy in the NL East.
Yeah, it is. Atlanta, Miami, Philly, Mets, and then Washington. Atlanta and Miami. I mean, Atlanta's 7 games to the good over Miami for that first place spot. 7 wins at least, and they have a lot less losses as well. So they're sitting pretty. They're 8 games back. So, Atlanta seems to have that clinched as they always do.
Actually, here's something that I want to point out. By the way, we have new kings in the league though with Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta apparently is, as of right now, is the complete number 1 team right now.
Complete number 1. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that.
Last I seen a thing on it, I think it was on Twitter. I saw it. That was saying that it was like some kind of MLB news of like Tampa's finally been knocked off number 1.
Yeah. So Tampa seems to be digressing a bit. I mean, look at Atlanta. Last 10, 9-1. It's they just don't lose. And that's crazy. Last week, their last 10 was a 9-1, unless those don't change. Do those change? No, they change. Yeah, they change. So the past week they've continued their 9-1 last 10. So that's just kind of insane. They only lost 1 game last week. They won 4. Won 4, lost 1.
I gotta say though, the next division is the division that I'm excited for going down the stretch.
Yeah, it is. So NL Central, we have Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and then St. Louis. Pittsburgh reclaims 3rd spot. Obviously
that
they
first
were
and second spot though. They're competing.
It's tight. If Pittsburgh can get their stuff together, they can probably make a push, but it'll take a lot of effort from Pittsburgh. Cincy and Milwaukee are just battling, duking it out. And then I see a nice little change in the NL West as well. The Dodgers overtake San Francisco.
Can I just say, the NL West is not what I was expecting it to be. Arizona being the number 1 team?
No.
It was not. I was expecting it to be the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres competing.
Right. Yeah, with Arizona and Colorado just kind of down there.
And instead, Arizona woke up and said, listen, we're playing bad in every other sport, not in baseball.
We're not getting removed or relocated. So Arizona, Dodgers, San Fran, San Diego, and then Colorado. And I mean, at this point in time, call it curtains for San Diego and Colorado, honestly. I mean, even probably for San Francisco. Well, no, not really. They're fighting. I mean, like I just said, they were 2nd place last week when we were talking about this. So they still have a chance to fight for wild card position. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about. Let's just skip right over to the entire MLB. And like you said, Atlanta is there, 57-28 versus Tampa's 57-31, putting them a game and a half ahead overall. Yeah, Atlanta, they're not messing around, and they don't mess around. In the past couple of years, they've always they keep winning their division. They keep kind of winning a lot. If not get to the World Series, win the World Series. So Atlanta, Tampa, Texas, Baltimore, that's the top 4, with Arizona right behind Baltimore. I mean, crazy stuff. Oh, man, Boston's really down here now, huh? 43 and 43.
I don't like saying this.
Wait, 43 and 43. We were 1 game below. Now we're even.
I just want to point out that if Boston and Toronto don't get their stuff together soon, this season will be done for them very soon.
That's true. You're not wrong.
Which is actually really insane because, again, Toronto is positive.
Yep. They are.
And Boston's only 1 game under.
No, they're even. They're even, apparently. 43-43.
Wait, are they?
Yep. That's what it says.
Huh? Oh, well.
I might have pulled up last week's when we were 1 game below.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I did,
Somehow.
I did, yep.
So
I pulled up last week's.
How did you pull that one off?
Well, I go back and forth. I go back and forth last week versus this week. So
why can't Toronto and Boston be in the AL Central?
I know, right? We'd be in 1 and 2.
Oh,
it'd be great.
Well, no, you would be 3.
Oh, would I be 3?
Yeah. Toronto would be 1, Minnesota would be 2, and then Boston would be 3.
Oh, true. Well, still,
third's
better than 5th.
That's
yeah.
Why are we in such a tough division?
I know, it's sad, but yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. If let's take a look at the AL. I said we weren't gonna, but why not? Yeah, I mean, you've got. I mean, Toronto still has the wild card essentially from this.
Well, if you look at the wild card, especially, I don't think they do.
Maybe not. Let's take a look at the wild card. Oh, they don't. Houston moved in there.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I said they don't get their stuff together soon. They're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got Toronto, Angels, and then Boston right there. All of them.
I'm hoping for either a Yankee or Baltimore
collapse.
I'm hoping
for a Yankees one. I mean, without Judge, I mean, how much more can they continue on? You know, they're 7-3 in their last 10, so I guess they're continuing on pretty well. But
I feel like Baltimore is more likely though to at some point collapse.
Maybe. I mean, they're 4-6 in their last 10. I don't know. They've been shocking though. They've been shocking. So
they really have. But the Yankees are just that team that knows how to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, they are.
I don't see them falling off. Houston knows how to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Baltimore is the only team there that I'm like, they might fall, Toronto might rise. But then again, we also have the Angels right behind us that, I mean, their last 10 hasn't been that good. So thankfully for that.
Right.
You know what I'm really excited about though, JT?
What?
The home run derby. I love it every year.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know who's in it.
I don't even know who's in it either, but I always watch it.
Yeah, of course.
It's always like one of the most exciting things to see. And I love the fact that like these people who are like known for like multiple home runs, whenever they just don't get that many, you're like, what's happening here? You usually get like 4 in a game. You come to the derby, don't even get 3? What's going on?
Right. Let's see. Luis Robert Jr. Apparently, he's going to be in the home run derby.
I don't even know who that is, but fantastic. Good for him.
Okay, so here are the announced participants. Pete Alonso, Randy Arozarena, Mookie Betts, Adolis Garcia. Vlad is there. Luis Robert Jr. That's the guy we were just talking about from the White Sox. Julio Rodriguez, Mariners. And then Adley Rutschman, Orioles. He's known to hit the ball pretty well.
Listen, there's one man here that I'm going for.
It's Vlad, of course.
And it's got to be the Vlad. Wait, when is the home run derby this year?
Home run derby is Monday at 7 p.m.
Central Time. Okay, so that's
Central Time.
8 p.m. our time, Eastern.
What day is Monday, though?
Monday is the 10th.
The 10th. Okay, yeah. So the All-Star Game's on the 11th, which is a Tuesday. What a weird day for an All-Star game.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. That's
weird.
Usually they did it on the weekends.
Yeah.
Because usually it'd be close to my birthday.
Right.
Because usually that's what I was watching. Like my birthday weekend was usually like the All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby, and I was like, this is fantastic.
Right. I mean, it's called the All-Star Weekend. Or am I thinking? Yeah. I'm thinking basketball. Actually, it's the All-Star Weekend for basketball.
No, it used to be the All-Star Weekend for baseball too, because they used to do a bunch of different things.
Huh.
So I know there used to be the Home Run Derby. There used to be like some kind of pitching competition.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing all that this year, but the way this is seeming, we're only having the Home Run Derby and then the All-Star Game. Because I don't really see them saying anything else about like any other competitions.
Right.
But it's kind of sad because that's one thing I loved about the All-Star Game is because like it just tested different ability, which is why I like the NFL All-Star Game now. Thinking away the Pro Bowl, how they do like a bunch of different like side things. It's not just the game.
Yep. without further ado, let's bring on, and once again, I'm so happy that this was done from a JT episode to a JT Hylander and Friends episode. Let's bring Regal on. Anyway, Regal, how you been, bud?
Yeah, I've been all right. I woke up like 20 minutes ago, but that's okay.
That's fine.
I just want you to know this man in a police simulator last night tased a random civilian.
Okay, well that went.
You did too.
Okay, listen. They said they were getting their lawyer involved, so you know what? I showed them that I'm the law.
No, no. Oh, and that's why Highlander does this podcast and is not a police officer of the law, thankfully.
Listen, I got a lot of drunks off the streets last night.
That's good. That's good. I was playing it today. I got a lot of them too. It's good stuff. Anyway, week 18?
That was last week, yeah.
Yes. Talk about it. What's going on with it?
I totally forgot that there was even what week we were in, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
This week is the final bye week for the State of Origin period. Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's baseball news. Fantastic, JT.
It is baseball news. There we go.
No, nice.
Yeah, now we're
here. It wouldn't be an off-the-cuff podcast episode if JT didn't mess up one.
Hey, I was making it earlier so it would show Highlander screen versus my screen with the blue and the green. You know, blue for my screen, green for Highlander screen, just like it is in the other screens. Thank you.
I didn't even notice that.
Thank you.
Actually, okay.
Yes. So
I like it.
Okay. I got some brownie points here, thankfully. All right. Continue on with round 18. Thank you.
I was going to point out, if you didn't point that out, I would have never noticed that.
Well, you know, it's for those detailed-oriented viewers out there. I do it for you. And for my own sanity. I have an idea, and I'm just like, I got to do that, and then I do it immediately. Thankfully, I don't put it off. So, anyway, round 18, go. I'll start your trusty timer.
I'm going to say one thing that I think Regal will agree with me. This week made no sense at all.
Nope. None at all. It was
these games this week. I want to fast forward through this week as fast as possible.
I kind of agree.
It honestly was a very bad week. Just
every game was either very, very close.
And there wasn't many.
An absolute blowout.
Yeah, let's just say that a lot of the games I didn't watch fully through because it was boring.
Yeah.
Starting off, we had the Sharks, Dragons.
Now, I think this is the only game where the blowout was kind of justified. The Sharks are just that good on attack, and the Dragons are just that bad on defense. The fact they put 16 up against the Sharks is kind of impressive. To be honest.
In the top 4 team versus a team that's bottom of the ladder.
Yes, that'll happen. I mean, that is the only blowout that I kind of think is okay, and it's still 52 points compared to some of the other scores we saw this week.
This is
not
nothing.
That bad.
Yeah, this is nothing. This is not a blowout.
Oh wow.
No, it's a blowout, but
it is. But this isn't the blowouts that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Going further, we have this game. This game should have been a lot closer, in my opinion.
Should have been. Glad it wasn't.
Again, this is a Bunnies team that was not healthy.
Yeah.
No, and hasn't been for over a month at this point, right? We
didn't have Graham in this game.
Still no Latrell Mitchell.
No Mitchell.
No Cameron Murray.
We had Murray. We didn't have what's his name. I'm losing my mind.
Thankfully, you had Taft though.
You did have Taft.
You know what triggered me the most is Latrell posted a video on Instagram of him cheering on Taft to score the try. And it was the most triggering thing I've seen all week. I was like, don't support him, Latrell.
You didn't have either. Actually, you didn't have. Wait, Damian Cook came off the interchange?
Yeah. That's what I mean. This team was not. This should have been a
I
lot
was
closer.
working during this game. I didn't get to watch it. So
that's why I said this game should have been a lot closer.
Interesting. Right.
And the fact that the Bunnies actually destroyed in Auckland as well.
I mean, I've been saying since the start of the season, I think the Warriors are going to end up dropping off toward the end, and I hope that this is a sparkle of that to come.
I mean, let's be honest here. Like I said, this is a must. This was a much needed win for the Bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
They lose this game, they're out of the 8.
Yeah, for sure.
This week.
Yeah, that keeps them at 7, and they're in contention for top 3 with the next win.
Mm-hmm.
If they can win this week, they can jump up to 3rd.
Do you want to talk about this one, Regal?
No. We can just listen. And the fact that's a home game too. I did watch this game with Matt, who's my mum's partner, who's also a Melbourne fan, and I ended up walking away with like 20 minutes left in the game because
was it because your mom was chirping you?
No, she wasn't even there. She was upstairs. I just got sick of it. I think it was that Zach Hosking try at the 62nd minute. I was like, this is just terrible. I'm not watching this.
You know what's really sad is I had the Storm winning this game.
I think most people did, including myself.
And instead, somehow again, the Storm forgot how to play. I literally called this like the most even game between the two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only person that the Storm were really missing going into this game was Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person that the Panthers were missing really was
Well, I would argue the entire team was missing in this game, but you know.
Okay, well, that's besides the point. We're not going to go there.
Outside of Harry Grant, who actually had a pretty good game. Like the halves, both Hughes and Munster. I feel like they couldn't really get anything going. So you know when your halves can't get the space for your centers and your wingers to get some meters down the field and start scoring some tries. Even Nick Meaney, I mean, the guy had 16 fantasy points. That just show how little he did. Yeah, it was just a defensive onslaught.
I'm starting to get scared. Penrith. I thought this year was going to be a year we're going to have a different champion. Penrith, though, is starting to show some form here. And they didn't have Cleary yet. I
think they get beat. They'll make it to the finals. They won't make it to the grand final.
I keep wanting to say that in my head that I think this is the year that we're going to have a new champion. But I'm really worried the way the Panthers are playing. Like, I thought without Cleary, this team would start losing a few more games. Somehow this team is getting better and better every week. And it's triggering me.
If the Panthers end up winning, I'm going to hate them more than I hate, like, Tampa Bay.
All right, so I have one complaint to say about this game. Going in under it, the Raiders-Titans. The Titans were robbed of a try because the refs again stepped in and called a terrible call. Same with the bunker. They gave David Fafita a no try when he was competing for the ball.
It's fine. It was July 1st. The refs were just doing April Fool's Day in July. It's okay. That's all it was.
Well, then what's the excuse for the last 8 weeks?
They're just bad.
Okay, well,
just bad at their job.
Well, I'm telling you, these refs are there's so many games this season that have been won or lost because of the refs, and it's just I have no words. If that try was allowed early on, this is 26-26 going into most likely golden point.
Yep, the last 20 minutes was just the Titans. They scored 2 tries. They were close to evening it up. Again, if you said, if they had got given that try, it would have been they would have actually had the lead. Yeah, so
it's kind of sad, especially watching that back. They were trying to say that David Fafita pushed somebody to get the ball, but even the announcers were saying at the time, you're allowed to compete for the ball when someone kicks it and you're running to the try area. You're allowed to compete for it.
And these sorts of decisions happen more and more. I feel like last year it didn't happen as often as it is this year.
This year has been it. The NRL this year started to look like the NFL recently, where the refs just dictate a game. It's the ref should not have this much power.
Yeah. But
so it's sad that that happened to the Titans. I mean, good job to the Raiders, I guess.
I really wanted the Titans to win that game.
Yeah, this happened. This is one of those games where
and it's worth noting, this is not a top 8 team versus a bottom 8 team. Both these teams are bottom 8 teams, even as of this win. Or I guess bottom 9th, because the Cowboys are 9th. But without this win, the Cowboys were bottom 8. So it's how How did this happen?
Oh my god! I just looked at that 74-0. Oh my!
Yeah, this is the game that I watched till halftime and then just turned it off.
Oh my!
It was the biggest loss in West Tigers history.
Wow.
Yep.
This game,
and maybe the biggest win in Cowboys history. I'm not too sure about that one.
Was another close game.
Yeah, saw this one live.
Wasn't there some kind of thing that happened with this one with the ref as well? I think you said something about Broncos fans are mad.
Oh, yeah, where the Dolphins scored, I think it was the last try that they scored, of 3 players going out of bounds with the ball.
That's what it was, yeah.
Play. Don't know how, but
the refs didn't see it and they just allowed it to be a try, yeah?
Oh, like the sideline ref was right there and he didn't call it. Yeah, you could see it on the camera clear as day anyway. Yeah, we got to see that game live, and it was good because the atmosphere was good, especially after they were almost robbed. But the Broncos, that Selwyn Cobbo try, I think it was the last try that the Broncos scored, was just gorgeous. He solos basically like 3 or 4 dudes and scores the try. It's wonderful.
Dang!
I just seen the next go and I realized, yep, this is another game that I watched till halftime and then turned it off.
Yeah, another just blowout.
Oh my!
I don't know
goodness.
what the Dogs are doing. Especially, like, this is, again, a bottom 8 team versus a bottom 8 team.
This is a full-strength Bulldogs team, too, by the way.
Almost full strength, but yeah.
Adokar was there, Alamati, Preston.
They still don't
Burton.
have Kickow, who's a pretty big part of their
but,
team.
I mean, the years that Kickow has played, though, he hasn't really done much.
Man, we were talking about...
His replacement is Jaden Ockenbaugh, who is a winger.
Yeah, true enough.
We were. I don't know. We were talking about the Bulldogs last week and the amount of fight that they show week in and week out, and like
there was none against this.
There was none apparently.
I didn't get to watch much of this game, and I'm glad that I didn't. And like, I don't understand how the Bulldogs didn't even put on a try. And it's in a way kind of a good thing for both the Tigers and the Bulldogs that they've had this like destruction, because both teams have started making huge changes. Like they're talking about at the end of the year, the contracts that they're not going to be re-signing. The Tigers are planning on doing a complete overhaul, basically making a brand new team. Whether or not that actually happens is a different story. And the Bulldogs, you look at the team this week, and it's, outside of the couple players that are going to Origin, they're starting. They just got Toby Sexton from the Titans this week, and they're starting him at 7. Arguably the most important position in the team, and they're starting him at 7. It's they clearly know that they're not where they should be with the team that they have, and they're trying to, I guess, save some face before the end of the season. And I really hope that they do, because I like the Bulldogs, but I think it's too little, too late, to be honest.
Yeah,
and they you know how they say save the best for last. Well, this week really did.
Yeah, actually a close game.
There was a try from Cherry Evans that was fantastic, where I think it was Manu went to make a pass. Cherry Evans just absolutely snatched it. It just takes it for a try.
Yeah,
it was such a beautiful interception. The Roosters were just all like confused of what just happened.
Yep,
and it was like it was right at halftime as well.
There's a reason he's the Queensland number 7. He's got the mind for the game, and the just like physical skill of the speed and.
It's a shame that they don't have Turbo, because that Manly team is fun to watch at times.
Oh yeah, I mean, like last year, 2021, Manly was the most entertaining thing in the NRL easily.
Yeah, that was a week of crap is the best way to say that. Like I went to Twitter because I remember I messaged Regal. I was like, "What's going on this week?" And he's like, "I don't even know." I looked up on Twitter, and there's a bunch of random people who was going, "Did I wake up in some weird fever dream, or what's going on here?" Because it was just like every week was like competitive, and then all of a sudden, this week went like back to the past of how it used to be, where games are so one-sided. It's like, what happened? What's the difference between?
It's weeks like last week that make me miss the NFL.
I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be any well. As soon as I look at the first game of round 19, I'm like, well, never mind. There is gonna be probably a blowout.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on how they've overhauled themselves. If the Tigers are going to be able to compete, but I mean,
with Nico Hines and the Sharks,
I mean, they've got Asu Kepeora on the wing. They've got Tommy Talau back in the starting side. They've dropped David Nofaluma.
I think so.
That bet line is calling another blowout.
Yeah. That bet line. I mean, there's a reason here. Like, you have the full strength Sharks versus the Tigers team that they're just trying to like fix the Legos. It's like a miss. It's basically like you're doing Legos. You messed up. You're taking it apart and you're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And you're hoping you have the pieces correctly. That's what the Tigers are at right now. Whereas the Sharks, they're that perfect Lego right now, looking, going, all right, well, we'll show you how it's done. I think Nico Hines is going to have a game.
Looking at this West Tigers team, outside of some of their pieces in the forward pack, this is the worst lining up I've seen them have all season.
Yeah.
Dane Laurie and Brandon Wakeham in the halves. Brandon Wakeham's fine, I guess. Dane Laurie is apparently practicing for 5'8". He's going to be the 5'8" going forward, but I mean, he's been playing fullback for 3 years. Like, I don't know. He clearly didn't do well in his first game last week. Dream Buller is obviously fine. Asu Kepeoa is listed as a center and an edge, and they've got him on the wing. I would have put Stafford Teller on the wing and maybe put Kepeoa in the center. Then Tommy Talau, Junior Tupou on the other side. I mean, we all know about how poor Tommy Talau has been this year. And then their forward pack is like okay, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine the Sharks blow them out. But because we've said that, they probably won't.
Dragons, Raiders. I think this will be a Raiders victory. I mean,
yeah, GG, go next.
Yeah, honestly.
The Dragons are just so bad.
I say Eels because the Warriors aren't having Sean Johnston this week.
They don't have Sean Johnson?
I seen something that said that they're preparing to play this week without him.
Oh, okay. He is listed, but that would be interesting. I mean, the Eels should definitely the Eels should win that with him, but without him, yeah.
I'm a little offended that they actually have it where like the Eels are the underdogs in this match.
The Eels are playing Isaac Lumi on the wing, who used to play wing for Melbourne and is arguably the most useless player in the first grade of NRL I have ever seen.
No.
So everybody put Dallin Watene-Zelezniak on for 3 tries.
Oh no.
Or whoever's going up against him, because damn. Also, they're halves, I guess. Moses is out for Origin, so is Clint Gutherson, and so is RCG. So their halves are Ryan Madison.
Oh, wait. That's right. You know what? The Warriors might actually win this.
Between Sean Russell at fullback, Isaac Lumi on the wing, Ryan Madison, Dejan Arce in the halves. Yeah.
I forgot that, the Eels are without like all their starters because the Blues took most of them.
Yep.
And that's the same thing with the Bunnies this week. The Bunnies lost all their players too, basically. Kwame Matungi's gone. Cody Walker's now gone.
So, I mean, if Sean Johnson doesn't play, it's going to make it more even, but otherwise, this should be a Warriors onslaught.
I'm not looking forward to this game.
Yeah,
this is basically going to be like the Bunnies junior team versus the Bulldogs.
Pretty much full strength, yeah.
If we win, somehow we're still favorites, by the way. I don't know how.
After the Bulldogs got that whooping.
Yeah.
Can they bounce back?
Yeah, you guys are at Cody Walker as well.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. The one thing I do gotta say it's good about the Bunnies is we do have a good like junior division. So the way the Bulldogs have been playing this year, we might be able to get away with it. Because right now, our veteran player is Blake Taft. Going into this
if the Bulldogs somehow lose this game, they need to they just should not show up for another game this year.
They just forfeit every game. Yep.
Just forfeit every game.
Because trust me, I looked at the team list for this Bunnies team. There's players on this team that I've never heard of in my life.
There's players on the team that I've never heard of.
That's what I mean.
Like, who is Ben Lovett? And why is he starting second row?
Ben Lovett was great. He got to try his debut.
Did he?
Yeah, a few weeks ago. The whole crowd was chanting Ben when he did it. They were just Ben. They love him.
Okay.
Don't know who he is, but apparently Ben Lovett's a huge person in South Sydney, apparently. This game should be good. Both teams are out players. It should be a decent match.
I imagine it'll probably be one of the closer ones.
I still have the Titans taking it, though.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like any game with the Dolphins in it at the moment is not going to be a good game.
Just because, the Dolphins aren't full strength, sadly. If it was the Dolphins from the start of the season with their full strength, I think I'd say the Dolphins have a chance to win some games. But they've lost a lot.
Yeah.
And they're going to be having no Hammer. Yeah.
No Hammer and no Kafusi, that's it.
Yeah, I don't. The Hammer is such a big piece for that team.
It is, yeah.
And
on the other side, no AJ Brimson, no David Fafita, no Fodawaker, and no Tino. So they're down their captain, Kieran Foran, who this is his first year at the Titans, is their captain.
But I am excited because that means Tanner Boyd is going to have a game.
He should do.
So that's exciting. And then, that's all the games for this week because the rest are all on buys.
Yeah, thank God that the Origin period is about to be over.
Between Origin and buys for fantasy, anybody out there that plays fantasy NRL, this has not been a good week. Between bye weeks and Origin, oh lordy.
Yeah, I somehow have an almost full starting team outside of Tyrell Sloan, who got injured. Lovely, love it.
Let's have a quick little peek at the ladder.
Oh, yep, ladder time.
The Panthers are back to number 1. I mean,
weren't they there last week too?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Broncos, and I think they're both on a bye this week, so they'll both get 2 points as well.
Bunnies luckily moved up to 7th.
They're only in first by 5 actual points as well, so less than a converted try. The difference between first and second. That's interesting. Oh, hold on. No, that's 4 points more, not difference. Oh my, hold on. Never mind. It's nearly 100 points difference. Yikes.
What's really depressing is the Bunnies at one point were the top team in the 8 with the most points scored. But since Latrell and all the injuries, all of our games have been low scoring now. And now we're starting to drop down. I'm like, well, this is sad. Yeah. We had such a nice difference at one point.
Yeah. I mean, the Warriors are dropping slowly.
The Cowboys are making it.
Yeah.
Their comeback season so far is.
I was going to say, after how they performed last year, the fact that they're not in the 8 is the surprise.
Tigers going for the back-to-back spoon.
Yeah.
You love to see that.
Oh, man.
I know there's some people out there that are going to not like that.
They're just so bad.
Manly could make a push as well for the 8. Honestly, though, looking at this 8 right now, I only see really one team changing. At the finish the season. I see the Warriors dropping out and the Cowboys jumping in.
I think the Titans can make a play as well. Probably in favor of the Eels, if anybody. Just because there's only that 2-point difference, but it's a bit of a stretch too. So,
right now the Eels are just. The thing about the Eels is they're always good in the regular season until they get to the playoff. And then that's when they
negative 65 differential.
Yep.
I hate this sport.
Because a lot of the games that they win are 1-try games. And then the games that they lose, they get absolutely blown out.
Man, can teams just come out and stop molly whooping the ratings for me, please?
First of all, thank you for coming on, Regal.
Yeah.
It's good to see your gorgeous face. Grace us with greatness. Glad you had your coffee today.
I did. I need another one.
Look, his coffee is like Snickers. If he doesn't have it, he's a whole different person.
Kind of true, actually.
Yes. Thank you all for watching / listening to episode 15.
There you go.
It's been a great show, and we hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy, feel free to like this. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, make sure to add us to your list by favoriting, following, subscribing, whatever it is you do to get notified. If you're new here, now on Twitch, and you haven't followed the channel, now is a great time to do so. If you want to catch us live every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, except for this week where we're here today on Wednesday.
True.
Go over to twitch.tv/OffTheCuff pod. Find our full edited episodes of this podcast over on YouTube at OffTheCuff pod. Check out all of our audio sites that we're on over at anchor.fm/OffTheCuff pod or cast. Yep. Check down below in the description box for our Twitter, Discord links, and come connect with us on those platforms. With all that said, nothing left to do but close out the show. I'm Highlander. He's JT. We'll see you next time.